Welcome to the presentation on correlations, general concepts. I am Dr. Megan St. Peters. In this presentation, we are going to talk about how to differentiate different tests associated with correlation and regression, how to enter data into SPSS, and give you some practice scenarios. So first, we'll just differentiate correlation from regression. Honestly, the type of hypothesis, the wording used, is going to tell you what type of test you would use, either correlation or regression. The word relationship or association is going to be foretelling the use of a correlation. Also, they'll be talking about at least two variables. Typically, both are measured, not manipulated. So think of like happiness and anxiety. They're not being manipulated, so you don't have a clear independent versus dependent variable. On the other hand, with a linear regression, you're going to use a hypothesis that has the word predict typically in it. And you will have two scale variables, and they'll talk about predicting one variable given another. So you have a very clear dependent variable versus independent variable. Now, the rest of this presentation is going to focus on relationships. There are four different types of correlations we are talking about. We have the Pearson's R correlation. This is the most commonly used one, where both variables are scale, so interval or ratio. You'll use a Spearman's rho if both are ordinal or if at least one is ordinal. So you can always use a Spearman if you have one scale and one ordinal. Now, a point biserial is if you have one nominal and dichotomous variable and one scale variable. So an example of a nominal dichotomous variable would be like if you're a pet owner, yes or no. So nominal means category, dichotomous means only two levels. So nominal, dichotomous, and scale variable, you can use a point biserial. And then you use the phi correlation if both variables are nominal and dichotomous. So we're going to go ahead and show you how to enter data into SPSS, and then you can use this data to follow along with the other presentations for examples on how to use SPSS and how to write it up. So according to a recent Gallup poll, the 48% of the U.S. adults who drink soda reportedly average 2.6 glasses of soda each day. Fictitious data on the next slide represent the following variables with the operational definitions in parentheses. Age of participants, it's their aging years. Whether or not they drink soda, 1 is a yes, 2 is a no. Their average daily consumption of soda by the number of glasses of soda they drink per day, and the soda preference rankings was listed 10 common beverages to rank in order from most to least preferred. So that number indicates the ranking of the soda. So here's the example data set. You want to go ahead and just pause the lecture here and enter this data into SPSS as shown. So in data view, you will only be entering these numbers in the 4 columns, and then you'll go to variable view and name them age, soda, average, and ranking. You can check your data entry by going to the next slide, but you do want to go ahead and create an SPSS data file to follow along on the SPSS presentations. This is how it would look in SPSS. You remember with a single file, you have two different views of it that you can toggle back and forth on the bottom left-hand corner between data view and variable view. Data view is where you enter the actual numbers, and then in variable view, you will name your variables, set the scale of measurement, and set any values. So like for soda, don't forget in variable view to set your values to 1 is yes, 2 is no. Okay, now we're going to cover 3 different hypotheses. Notice they all say the word relationship, so all of them will be talking about correlations, but you need to be able to identify the variables, so the scale of measurement for each variable, and then the best test to use. So I would again go ahead and take a moment to pause and test yourself, and then I'll have the answers on the next slide. Okay, for the first hypothesis, is there a relationship between age and average number of sodas consumed per day? The variables are age and average number of sodas. Both are scale, so we would be using a Pearson's R correlation. On hypothesis number 2, is there a relationship between whether someone drinks soda and one's age? You have the amount of soda, whether someone drinks soda, yes or no, so that's nominal and dichotomous, and age, which is scale. So we would use a point by serial correlation. And finally, number 3, is there a relationship between average number of sodas consumed per day and ranking of soda? The number of sodas is scale, and the ranking of soda is ordinal, so we would use the Spearman's correlation. So I actually show you how to do each of those 3 correlations with each of those hypotheses using the data that we have entered into SPSS on this video. So make sure you save that data file, and then you can follow along with the other ones to show you how to do them in SPSS. Thanks for watching.